Historians speak about Shakespeare's missing years. What are those missing years? What do historians conjecture? Did it happen in the middle of his career, at the end of his career? The missing years of Shakespeare.
Yeah, so I find this particularly interesting because I was born and brought up in Stratford-upon-Avon, which is in Warwickshire in the Midlands, the English Midlands, which is also where Shakespeare was from. And the period that's most often called the missing years are between 1585 and 1592. So that's from Shakespeare's early 20s to his late 20s, early 30s. In 1585, Shakespeare is a young married man, father of three in Stratford, and we know that his children, his twin children, Hamnet and Judith, are baptized in the church. And then there's very little recorded reference to him. There's one reference in 1589 when he and his parents basically are involved in a family row with a bit of his mother's family about some land that's been mortgaged. So he's mentioned in a court case there. But we don't get another reference to him in print until 1592, when he's becoming established as a playwright and actor, and another writer essentially attacks him in print. So we kind of know, oh, he's in London, he's established then. So there's a gap, 1585 to 1592, apart from this one mention in 1589. So where is he? And this has kind of interested scholars for a long time. And there've been all sorts of conjectures. Some were, does he go abroad? Is he a tutor somewhere? Is he in some kind of noble, attached to some noble family house? I suspect the truth is less interesting. Well, not less interesting, but less sort of exciting. In the early modern period, it's not unusual not to know where people are, for people not to make it into the printed record. Most people of his class, we don't know what they're doing every day of their lives. His parents and his kind of extended family are in financial trouble in the mid 1580s. I suspect he's just in Stratford working with his father, trying to earn money for quite a long time. There's some conjecture he starts writing in about 1589, 1590. That's when he heads to London. Unlike a lot of people working in theatre, particularly as writers in the 1580s, 1590s, he hasn't been to university. Writers like Ben Jonson, Christopher Marlowe, Thomas Nash, they've either had a kind of private school education or they've been to university. They've got family connections to London or to the theatre, in some cases of people who become actors. He doesn't have any of this. Traveling players had visited Stratford while he was growing up. We know that. The thing I find really interesting about this period is why on earth, to put it mildly, he felt driven to leave his family, his wife, his three little children, his parents who were in a really bad way financially, and his youngest sibling was only slightly older than his own children. He was the eldest surviving son. What drove him and how did his family react to the idea that he would leave London? He wouldn't be so involved in any of his father's businesses. His father had been a glover, a wool dealer, a money lender, and there's some suggestion he worked with animal skins. So not to help in the family business when the family is kind of in crisis financially, but to pursue this dream and go to London and be an actor and a playwright.